We are back here at New York Comic Con having a time of our lives. It's going down. It's only day one. And now we are here talking with Vivica Fox and Carl Weathers and Future Man about Explosion Jones. Not just a disembodied ethereal voice, also a person.
Yeah.
In real life.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about how you guys were approached to do something like as absolutely 80s crazy as Explosion Jones.
Right, I'll let Carl start first.
Well, boy, I get to be the one who begins this whole thing. Well, I was in an airport. Michael was in an airport, Madsen, and Michael said, you know, I'm about to do this project. And in his voice, of course, I'm about to do this project, and I think you'd probably really enjoy it, you know. And I did. He called me, I don't know, about 8 months later, and they were doing this project, and took a look at it, and the writing was fantastic, and it looked like it was going to be a lot of fun, and bang, what you just saw was the result of
That
it.
was the taste.
Yes.
And he told me there was going to be a disembodied voice, of course.
Well, for myself, my agent gave me a call, and the only thing she had to say was 2 words: Robert Rodriguez. And this is an animation, and then for me also was like Kill Bill reunion, you know, with Michael Madsen, and then I got to meet this lovely man this morning for the first time, Carl.
Oh,
so for me, it was like literally like a no-brainer for me. And then, you know, after I said yes, then I was like, okay, so what's it? Oh, they said, oh, you're dead. I said, oh, okay, thanks.
Starting
Oh,
off
you're
right.
dead.
Oh, you're dead. But you've got this ethereal presence, and you're always his voice of reason, and you know, you keep him together. So it was real fun.
Now, working on these projects, you guys said you just met this morning?
For the first
Yes.
time
For the first
ever,
time.
yeah.
Yes.
How weird is that?
And I'm in love.
Aw,
And I'm in
sweetheart.
love.
Perfect.
It won't be the last time. It won't be the last time
Yeah,
we
I
meet.
mean, and you think over all
Come
the
on.
years that we've both been
Come on.
in show business, this is honestly the first time that I ever moved. As soon as
Oh,
he
my
walked up on me
God.
this morning, I kind of like girl fanned out. I was like, oh my God, it's Carl. So happy to meet him, and you know, because when you do these kind of projects, you go in the booth, you know, and you do your thing, and
Is
then
it just a couple people? Like,
well, it's kind
you
of
and
usually
then,
the director,
Okay.
and then you know the people that are doing the animation and things
Yeah.
like that. That are by the time they got to my part, they had kind of shaped what Explosion Jones was going to be about.
Yeah.
So they had a little bit of some footage that they had put together that they were
nice.
able to show me, which helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I think Michael had also laid a lot of the
He'd laid some
of his
tracks,
voice, by the time that
so I
Carl
had
got
that
involved
to
as
relate
well
to,
too.
Yeah.
So that it helps a lot when they can kind of lead you, and then you see it as an actor. Then it's very easy for you to just, you know, fill in the emotions and things like that.
And as an ethereal voice, I mean, is it just the voice? Is that all you have to worry about? Because a lot of times people got to sync everything up and make sure everything, but you're just like the disembodied voice he hears. He can just, you
No,
can
but
just
it has to have an ethereal presence.
That's-
oh, there it is. See, I
There
couldn't
it
do
is.
that. I don't
Use
have.
the corpse. Use the corpse.
I feel it.
Yeah, you guys will find out about the corpse
Right.
thing in a little bit later, but you know, it just has to have this presence to it. And sometimes, you know, because I did Kill Bill and things like that, I'm so used to being like such a kick butt type of chick that, you know, they were like, no, more heavenly, Vivica. Take out less force. More heavenly.
Kick less ass.
Yeah.
Don't kill everybody.
Kick left.
Did you just hear what he said?
Yes.
Don't kill everybody. Yeah.
I mean, so obviously you mentioned, you know, Robert Rodriguez.
Yes.
The El Rey Network. This thing is just, it's such a huge thing. And
Yeah.
I remember talking with him when he was first coming up with the idea for El Rey, and it's just like, he just wants to play a bunch of shows that he would watch.
Exactly.
And that's the kind of shows that he wants to make for the network.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel like Explosion Jones is going to resonate with people out there that aren't used to these sort of explosive, all-up-in-your-face kind of animated series?
Well, you figure if you go to the El Rey Network and you know it's by Robert Rodriguez, you know that now it's going to be a cartoon for you. So, I mean, I think he's got such a huge following, like between like Robert Rodriguez and Tarantino, like you kind of know the genre of like the kind of films that they're going to bring. So for animation, you know, it's not going to be too far from that.
Nice.
I love the 80s aesthetic and the fact that the whole trailer was just like boom, big explosions,
yes.
Like
body
explosion
bags
Joe.
going out.
Yeah.
Like when you see that, you're just thinking, okay, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
You know, so
Very tongue-in-cheek.
tongue-in-cheek satire. Do you guys think that was that sticking out to you early on when you were reading the script and you were like, I'm ready to have some fun with this? Is it fun to see it now fully completed and watching it afterwards?
Well, it was inherent in the writing, you know, that this was supposed to be fun.
Yes.
That it's, you know, if you take it too seriously, then you're I think maybe in the wrong arena. You know?
Right.
But you know, at the same time, there was so much quality to it. You know, yeah, it's fun, but the writing is smart.
Yes.
Yeah.
The writing is reminiscent of movies of the '80s, but again, with sort of poking fun at the stuff we've all done, and having a great time with it, and hopefully at the end of the day, entertaining people. You know, if you can get people to smile, if you can get them to laugh at some of the stuff that's so outrageous.
So outrageous.
That
Yeah.
I could pull your arm out of the socket and beat you over the head with it. I mean, come on. You
That
know?
happens.
And I mean, you saw
Yeah.
Explosion. He was whooping people's tails with sharks, the
Yes,
corpses,
yes.
with all kinds of things. So, it's tongue in cheek. It's fun. It's animation. It's Robert Rodriguez and his crew at their finest, bringing you an animation series.
Is it more relaxing on the animated side of things for just doing voices?
Listen, after training for 6 months for Kill Bill, this job was an absolute breeze. I mean, I'm telling you, when I trained for Kill Bill, like literally I went from like a size like 8'10" down to a size 2 because that's all we did was like work out,
Whoa.
fight. Yeah. That's all we did.
I remember being a size 2.
Oh, was you tight and right, baby?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
And you were 2 years old at the
Yeah,
time.
right.
But so for when you do animation, first of all, I did all 12 of my episodes. I taped it in one day.
Wow.
Whereas when we did Kill
Don't
Bill,
mess around.
yeah. Oh no, you went in there, you
Oh,
knocked it
wow.
out. And then whereas for Kill Bill, the fight scene, we filmed it over a process of 4 days. Like we literally destroyed this little house in Pasadena. We went from the front room into the living room, into the dining room, into the kitchen. And it was like this 360. So every day we destroyed a different part of the house. So let me tell you something. And then they're spraying you with water and putting chocolate, syrup on you with the blood and all that. So
Oh,
it's
for blood. I was like,
it's
what?
No. Sorry, I know.
Chocolate syrup on-
You was going to a whole nother place, not that place, baby, not that size 2 place. Okay. Okay. But it's totally different. Where
Yeah.
animation, most of the time you get to go in the booth and have fun.
Yeah.
You don't have to, sit
Good.
through an hour and a half of hair and makeup, special effects, cuts, bruises. Yeah.
Sounds pretty laid back.
Yeah.
You know?
It's fun.
Carl,
But
same for you? No
but
chocolate syrup, though?
Oh, shut up. Oh, my God. They're never going to let me forget the chocolate syrup.
I love chocolate syrup, but
I do
usually
too.
on ice cream. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
I like chocolate syrup on things.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I got lost, yeah. Shut up. Shut up. Come on back, y'all. Come on back. I set myself up for that one.
Oh, my.
You're blushing.
Big time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, it's not every day that I get to hang out with Vivica Fox, Carl Weathers.
Talk about that chocolate
Talk
syrup.
about that chocolate syrup.
That's chocolate syrup. That white chocolate syrup. Yes.
That's what they called me in college.
Yeah, actually,
Oh, boy.
comes full circle. It comes full circle.
I'm about to
There
make
it
it
is.
rain up here, y'all. Okay? We done went from
I
animations
like
to
it.
someplace
I like
else.
it. I like it.
But for your process, Carl, did you just jump in and bust it
I
out in
love
one
it.
day?
I love it. He's
Keep
still
straight?
trying to gather himself.
He just-
How about you, Carl? Your process.
Hey, Carl, did you do it all in one day too, minus chocolate syrup?
No, I actually, I had a couple days because the second day they brought in the chocolate syrup.
Oh, God.
Okay,
First day
there
there
it
was
is.
no syrup. Second day was
Second
the
day,
syrup.
so we want you to try something experimental
Yeah,
here. Okay.
exactly.
Just so you guys know, for the fans, when they do the blood, you guys know that. It's like syrup and stuff like that. Just so you know, chocolate, for some odd reason, when I looked at him, just came out. I don't know why.
It happens because I'm so sweet. It's because I'm too sweet.
Too sweet. That's right.
Get it. Okay, we're back.
We're
Yeah.
back. We're back.
This cartoon obviously parodies a lot of films from the 80s. Carl, you were in a ton of awesome action flicks.
Yeah.
When you were, getting into this character, did you feel yourself going back in time for a second and sort of?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, I was in 2000s. Was it 16 when we were 17 when we were doing those?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
2017. There was no going back.
No.
Once it's in you, it never leaves you. So
Okay.
Always,
all
yeah.
right.
where was there to go back to?
Yeah.
You know
nowhere.
what I mean?
You're here.
No, the writing was good.
Yeah.
The stuff that I was given to do and that, my character ultimately does is really, I mean, the operative word. Vivica used it. Was fun.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
fun to
Yeah.
just kind of drag that stuff out, so to speak, because you don't get that kind of writing that much anymore.
Yeah.
You know? And to kind of recreate that and find that in this crazy piece called Explosion Jones, you just know that if it's not over the top and you don't growl and grimace in it and all and actually have some fun with it, then it's not going to work. So having the fun with it was the thing for me that was,
Yeah.
you know,
Best
most
part.
exciting.
Yeah.
You know, be able to show it to your kids and have those young people look at it and laugh at it and sort of find a goof in it and just enjoy it, you know.
Well, you guys were able to come up here and
Yeah.
break down a little Explosion Jones for us.
Speaking of
You
having
are so
fun,
welcome.
I'm wondering, Carl,
Yeah.
there's one scene in particular from Predator that I'm wondering if we could maybe recreate really. I saw it in the trailer.
Here it goes. You mean the one where we went into the jungle and shot all the trees
No,
down, right?
not that one.
Let me take
No.
another guess.
Okay.
Where Jesse Ventura spat on my boot and I said, it's a real bad habit you got there.
That's a good one,
No,
but
that's not the one
no.
either. Let me
Try
take
again.
my last chance.
Dylan.
All right,
You
there we
son
go.
of a bitch.
There
Yeah,
it is.
there it is.
I just had a feeling
All
that's
right,
where we were
you
going to
knew
go.
it.
Oh, you guys,
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you
so
guys
welcome.
much. You can check out Explosion Jones on El Rey, going down Go 90 as well. And we'll be back with more
Thank
from
you,
right here at
folks.
the Twitch
Thank you.
stage.
Thank
Right